Welcome to The Debrief, where we talk with the Washington Examiner's top journalists about the headlines they're covering this week and where the story's going next. I'm Sarah Westwood, and I'm here today with senior editor David Mark. And David, this past Tuesday, we saw a split verdict in the South Carolina congressional primaries. One incumbent Republican congressman did not survive, one did. Tell us why we saw different outcomes there.
Right, this is former President Donald Trump endorsing some candidates who were not incumbents. One in a South Carolina congressional district along the coastline. It did not turn out so well for him. Incumbent Republican Congresswoman Nancy Mace held off a challenge by a Trump-backed candidate, Katie Arrington. Up north, though, in the more conservative part of the state, a sitting Republican House member, Tom Rice, who voted for impeachment of Trump the second time around, lost his seat. Lost badly. He only got about 25% of the vote. So it's kind of a warning shot to other Republicans who had voted for impeachment.
How did they handle, having the opposition of Trump differently? One of them, Nancy Mace, some have said was maybe more complimentary toward Trump, right?
Right. Mace, even though she did not get Trump's endorsement, still hugged him tightly. She actually filmed a video in New York across the street from Trump Tower and saying, I still believe in the former president. He may not have endorsed me, but we're still on the same page. That seemed to have worked. Rice took you might call it the intellectually honest approach to it. He just said, yeah, he should have been impeached. I stand by my vote, and voters will decide. Unfortunately, they didn't go his way.
Republicans managed to flip a South Texas congressional seat in a special election on Tuesday as well. The winner is not going to be in Congress for very long, but why was that a significant victory? Right.
This is a seat that stretches from Brownsville, Texas, way down at the bottom part of Texas, hundreds of miles north to the Rio Grande Valley. This has been Democratic territory for decades, going back to the days of LBJ and before. Republicans have never really been competitive there, but indeed there was an open seat. The former lawmaker, House member, resigned to take a job at a lobbying firm in Washington, D.C. She was able to come in. She's socially conservative, fiscally conservative as well, and nab the seat. She will now have to run against another Democrat incumbent in a district that's more sympathetic to Democrats, but based on those results, it suggests Republicans are really turning the tide in that area, and that's causing big headaches for Democrats going into November.
And finally, coming up this next week, we are expecting to see the Alabama Senate primary runoff. Trump's endorsement has been all over the map there. What do you expect to see happen?
Right, we've seen so many twists and turns here. Trump originally endorsed for this open Senate seat Congressman Mo Brooks, who kind of made his name nationally by appearing at the Stop the Steal rally on the morning of January 6th. Trump decided somewhere along the way he didn't like how Brooks was running his campaign. He wasn't doing well in the polls. He then unendorsed the guy and backed instead Katie Britt, who's never held public office but is well known in Washington. She was chief of staff to the outgoing senator, basically an establishment Republican. Brooks is still in it, but it looks like he will come up short.
Well, David, thank you so much for being here today.
Thank you.
You can get more reporting from David and the rest of the political team at washingtonexaminer.com.